So are we skipping something here?
The answer is yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh.
We're skipping scene 1 and scene 4.
Okay. So is Mike not showing up?
Unknown.
Unknown at this time. All right.
Oh.
Hey, you know what? It's 6:30 here. I am so happy it's 6:30. My God.
Yeah, normally it's like 8:30 when we.
Oh yeah, it's like, oh my, why go to bed, right? Yeah.
Thank you. This guy.
Oh, Jim just dropped off again. He's like, thank you. Let's get going on. He's anxious to start.
Well, this is a perfect reason to start a little early. You know, iron out a few bugs and then start.
Oh, for sure. There's quite a number of odd things. Well, one is everybody got that online or were able to if they needed the online script.
I have the one you posted.
Yeah. They have all it's the Folger collection.
I have that.
So they got
Library.
all the nice flowery font, and it's hard to scroll.
So we're skipping the prologue, scene 1. Is that, or am I catching up here? Okay.
Skipping scene 1 and scene 3.
4.
So we start.
Why does this woman say it's going to be recorded and I lose everybody? What's going on?
Just put okay.
It says confirm, and I pushed it, but I left.
Oh,
Okay, I'm back.
Push the wrong
Okay.
button.
Yeah, I guess I did.
press-
Act 1, Scene 1 has the three queens interrupting the wedding celebrations of Theseus, Duke of Athens, and Hippolyta. And as you know, they're left over from Midsummer.
Midsummer Night's Dream. Oh yeah.
Kind of interesting to see that together. Well, the three queens seek revenge for the death of their husbands. They lost them killed by Creon of Thebes, and Hippolyta and her sister Emilia.
Come on. There's 5 people here. Bye.
All right. Hippolyta and her sister Emilia entreat Theseus to help them, and he instructs his army to prepare for war. Then comes in our two guys who have not been jailed yet, but they will be, the two Noble Kinsmen. But in scene 3, which we will also cut, it has Hippolyta and Emilia.
Hey, Una, could you come on, or is it too early for you? Because most people are here. well, whatever. All right, bye. Oh, okay. All right, bye.
So in scene 3, we're going to be cutting, which is the three queens coming back to Theseus, who has greeted Pirithous. And once he has gone, Emilia marvels at Pirithous' affection for the Duke and remains convinced that their friendship between women cannot be matched. She is certain that she can never have a man as she loved her friend Flavina. Aren't we glad we cut that? Scene 4 also has Theseus returning victorious from battle, and the queens express their gratitude. Then the two prisoners, Palamon and Arcite, had been taken captive, but Theseus orders that they be well treated, praising their courage. Scene 5, we cut again. The three queens process across the stage with the hearses of their lords. So here we go with two noble kinsmen, Arcite and Palamon, discussing the rule of their uncle Creon.
So I just want to make sure, I know I'm Palamon, and I said I would do Timothy.
Timothy? Oh yeah, that's in the country scene.
All right. I mean, I just know I volunteered for those two. I'll take any others if you need me to do it.
I would like for you to do the wooer, because it was written with Fletcher. It seems like only the names that were taken from the Canterbury Tales were used by Shakespeare. So
what's the name again?
Arcite is your one character, and the wooer,
Lure.
Wooer with W.
Yes.
Wooer.
Yeah.
Woo.
Woo. Woo.
Are we frozen? What happened?
Writing. I don't know if you have any other ladies helping you tonight, Leilani. You may be doing.
We have Una coming very soon.
Oh, good. Okay. So if Richard and who's doing the I know it's Mikey is not here yet.
He just arrived.
Well, I'll read Palamon until he gets here. How's that?
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Palamon.
Arcite.
No, he's Palamon.
I would like for him to play the wooer, and Arcite.
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
Okay.
That way, you'll
Who's
have
Palamon then? You are.
at this moment.
Mike is.
Mike just got in.
Okay. He has not. Oh, there he is. Okay.
What scene are we starting at?
Scene
2, page 28 from your folder.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. Mike,
Are you up to speed, Mike?
Page 28.
Yes.
29.
Or 9?
29.
Or 93, depending on what book you have.
Oh, this has page numbers. Nice. Okay.
No.
No.
No. I mean, yes.
Michael, you're doing Palamon now.
Okay.
All right, we ready?
Does Palamon have anybody else, just to clear it up ahead of time?
What was
Isn't
the question?
Palamon have two parts?
it was a question if Richard would be Palamon.
No,
And
Because you
I'm
had
asking if
Palamon.
Palamon has two parts.
And Mike had Arcite, but you switched it now.
Does
correct.
Palamon have two roles?
No, it's just Palamon, I think.
Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
see a difference. Is there two Palamon things?
No, I mean, Arcite has wooer and Arcite.
Oh,
What
I
does
see.
Palamon have?
Nothing. It's just Palamon.
Okay.
If you
Good.
know
We can-
other disguise or wooer
Well,
of
let's
the
go ahead then. Act 1, Scene 2. Enter Palamon and Arcite.
Dear Palamon, dear in love and blood, and our prime cousin, yet unhardened in the crimes of nature, let us leave the city, Thebes, and the tempting in it, before we further sully our gloss of youth. And here to keep in abstinence we shame as in incontinence, for not to swim, I the aid or the current were almost to sink, at least to frustrate striving and to follow the common stream. 'Twould bring us to an eddy where we should turn or drown, if labor through our gain but life and weakness.
Your advice is cried up with example. What strange ruins, since first we went to school, may we perceive walking in Thebes. Scars and bare weeds, the gain of the martialist, who did propound to his bold ends honor and golden ingots, which though he won, he had not, and now flirted by peace for whom he fought. Who then shall offer to Mars so scorned altar? I do bleed when such I meet, and wish great Juno would resume her ancient fit of jealousy to get the soldier work, that peace might purge for her repletion, and retain anew her charitable heart, now hard and harsher than strife or war could be.
Are you not out? Meet you no ruin but the soldier in the cranks and turns of Thebes? You did begin as if you met decays of many kinds. Perceive you none that do arouse your pity, but the unconsidered soldier?
Yes, I pity decays where'er I find them, with such most that, sweating in an honorable toil, are paid with ice to cool them.
'Tis not this I did begin to speak of. This is virtue, of no respect in Thebes. I spake of Thebes, how dangerous, if we will keep our honors, it is for our residing, where every evil hath a good color, where every seeming good's a certain evil, where not to be injumped as they are here, were to be strangers, and such things to be mere monsters.
'Tis in our power, unless we fear that apes can tutors, to be masters of our manner. What need I affect another's gait, which is not catching where there's faith? Or to be fond upon another's way of speech, when by mine own I may be reasonably conceived, saved too, speaking it truly. Why am I bound by any generous bond to follow him, follows his tailor, happily so long until the followed make pursuit? Or let me know why mine own barber is unblessed, with him my poor chin too. For 'tis not considered just to such a favourite glad. What canon is there that does command my rapier from my hip to dangle it in my hand, or to go tiptoe before the street be foul? Either I am the forehorse in the team, or I am none that draw in the sequent trace. These poor slight sores need not a plantain, that which rips my bosom almost to the heart.
Our Uncle Creon.
He, a most unbounded tyrant, whose successes make heaven unfeared and villainy assured. Beyond its power there's nothing. Almost puts faith in a fever, and defies alone voluble chance, who only attributes the faculties of other instruments to his own nerves and act, commands men's service, and when what they win in it, boots and glory, one that fears not to do harm, good dares not. Let the blood of mine that's sib to him be sucked from me with leeches. Let them break and fall off me with that corruption.
Clear-spirited cousin, let's leave his court, that we may nothing share of his loud infamy. For our milk will relish of the pasture, and we must be vile or disobedient, not his kinsmen in blood, unless in quality.
Nothing truer. I think the echoes of his shames have deaf ears of heavenly justice. Widows' cries descend again into their throats, and have not due audience of the gods. Valerius.
The king calls for you, yet be he leaden-footed, and his great rage be off him. Phoebus, when he broke his whipstock and exclaimed against the courses of the sun, but whispered to the loudness of his fury.
Small winds shake him, but what's the matter?
Theseus, where he threats appalls, and hath sent led deadly defiance to him, and pronounces ruin to Thebes, who is at hand to seal the promise of his wrath.
Let him approach, but that we fear the gods in him. He brings not a jolt of terror to us. Yet what man thirds his own worth? The case is each of ours. When that his actions dragged with mind assured, 'tis bad he goes about.
Leave that unreasoned. Our services stand now for Thebes, not Creon. Yet to be neutral to him were dishonor, rebellious to oppose. Therefore we must with him stand to the mercy of our fate, who hath bounded our last minute.
So we must. It is said that this war is afoot, or it shall be, or fail of some condition.
'Tis in motion. The intelligence of state came in the instant with the defier.
Let's to the king, who, were he a quarter carrier of that honor which his enemy come in, the blood we venture should be as for our health, which were not spent, rather laid out for his purchase. But alas, our hands advance before our hearts. What will the fall of the stroke do damage?
Let the event, that never-erring arbiter, tell us what we know all ourselves, and let us follow the becking of our chance.
Act 1, Scene 3.
Got it.
Pirithous, Hippolyta, and Emilia.
No further.
Sir, farewell. Repeat my wishes to our great Lord, of whose success I dare not make any timorous question. Yet I wish him excess and overflow of power, and it might be to dare ill-dealing fortune speed to him. Store never hurts good governors.
Though I know his ocean needs not my poor drops, yet they must yield their tribute there. My precious maid, those best affections that the heavens infuse in their best tempered pieces, keep enthroned in your dear heart.
Thanks, sir. Remember me to our all-royal brother, for whose speed the great Bellona I will solicit, and since in our terrence state petitions are not, without gifts understood, I will offer to her what I shall be advised she likes. Our hearts are in his army, in his tent.
In his bosom, we have been soldiers. We cannot weep when our friends don their helmets, or put to sea, or tell of babes breached on the lance, or women they have sawed their infants in, and after ate them, the brine they wept at killing them. Then if you stay to see each of us such spinsters, we should hold you here forever.
Peace be to you, as I pursue this war, which shall be then beyond further requiring.
How his longing follows his friend, since his depart his sports, though craving seriousness and skill pass slightly, his careless execution where not great gain made him regard, or less consider, but playing one business in his hand another, directing in his head his mind nurse equal to those so differing twins. Have you observed him since our great Lord departed?
With much labor, and I did love him for it. For two have cabined in many as dangerous as poor a corner, peril and want contending. They have skipped torrents whose roaring tyranny and power. I least of these was dreadful, and they have fought out together where death's self was lodged. Yet faith had brought them here. Their knot of love, tied, weaved, entangled, with so true, so long, and with a finger of so deep a cunning, may be well outworn, never undone, I think Theseus cannot be umpire to himself, cleaving his conscience into twain, and doing each side like justice which he loves best.
Doubtless there is a best, and reason has no manners. To say it is not you, I was acquainted once with a time when I enjoyed a playfellow. You were at war when she the grave enreached, who made too proud the bed took leave oath man of moon, which then looked pale at parting, when our count was even 11, each 11.
'Twas Flavina.
Yes, you talk of Pirithous and Theseus' love. There has more ground, is more maturely seasoned, more buckled with strong judgment, and their needs. The one of other may be said to water their entangled roots of love. But I and she, I sigh and spoke of were things innocent. Love for we did, and like the elements that know not what nor why, yet do effect, rare issues by their operance our souls did so to one another. What she liked was then of me approved, what not condemned. No more arrangement, the flower that I would pluck and put between my breasts. Oh, then beginning to swell about the blossom, she would long till she had such another and committed to the like innocent cradle where phoenix like they died in perfume. On my head no toy, but was her pattern, her affections pretty, though happily hers careless where I followed, for my most serious decking had mine ear, stolen some new air, or at adventure hummed one. From musical coinage, why it was a note, whereon her spirits would sojourn, rather dwell on, and sing in it in her slumbers, this rehearsal, which fairy innocent what's well comes in, like old important bastards at this end, that the true love twin maid and maid may be more than in sex individual.
You're out of breath, and this high-speeded pace is but to say that you shall never, like a maid Flavina, love any that's called man.
I'm sure I shall not.
Now alack, weak sister, I must no more believe thee in this point, though in it I know thou dost believe thyself, that I will trust a sickly appetite that loathes even as it longs. But sure, my sister, if I were ripe for your persuasion, you have said enough to shake me from the arm of the all-noble Theseus, for whose fortunes I now in and kneel, with great assurance that we, more than his prit house, possess the high throne in his heart.
I'm not against your faith, yet I continue mine.
Act 1, Scene 4 has the three queens returning, and Theseus returns victorious from battle, and the queens express their gratitude. Palamon and Arcite have been taken captive, but Theseus orders that they be well treated and praises their courage. Also, the Scene 5, the three queens process with the hearses of their dead husbands.
Act 2, Scene 1. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Enter jailer and wooer.
I may depart with this little while I live, something I may cast to you. Not much, alas, the prison I keep, though it be for great ones, yet they seldom come. Before one salmon you may take a number of minnows. I am given out to be the better lined than it can appear to me. Report as a true speaker. Would I were really that I delivered to me. Mary, what I have, be it what it will, I will assure upon my daughter at the day of my death.
Sir, I demand no more than your own offer, and I will estate your daughter in what I have promised.
Well, we will talk more about this when the solemnity is past. But have you a full promise of her? When that shall be seen, I will tender my consent.
I have, sir. Here she comes.
Here she comes. Your friend and I have chanced to name you here upon the old business, but no more than that now. So soon as the court hurry is over, and we will have an end of it. In the meantime, look tenderly to the two prisoners. I can tell you they are princes.
These strewings are for their chamber. 'Tis pity they are in prison, for 'twere pity they should be out. I do think they have patience to make any adversity ashamed. The prison itself is proud of them, and they have all the world in their chamber.
They are famed to be a pair of absolute men.
By my troth, I think fame but stammers them. They stand a grace above the reach of report.
I heard them reported in the battle to be the only doers.
Nay, most likely, for they are noble sufferers. I marvel how they would have looked had they been victors, that such a constant nobility enforce a freedom out of bondage, making misery their mirth and affliction a toy to jest at.
Do they so?
It seems to me that they have no more sense of their captivity than I of ruling Athens. They eat well, look merrily, discourse of many things, but nothing of their own restraint and disasters. Yet sometime a divided sigh, martyred as 'twere in the deliverance, will break from one of them, when the other presently gives it so sweet a rebuke that I could wish myself a sigh to be so chid, or at least a sire to be comforted.
I never saw him.
I never saw him.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I never saw him.
All right. Talk to my daughter here. The Duke himself came privately in the night, and so did they. With the reason of it is, I know not. Oh, look, yonder they are. That's our sight that looks out.
No, sir, no. That's Palamon. Our sight is the lower of the twain. You may perceive a part of him.
Oh, go to. Leave your pointing. They would not make us their object out of their sight.
It is a holiday to look at them. Lord, the difference of men.
Scene 2. Palamon and Arcite remain above. How do you, noble cousin?
How do you, sir?
Why, strong enough to laugh at misery and bear the chance of war. Yet we are prisoners, I fear, forever, cousin.
I believe it, and to that destiny have patiently laid up my hour to come.
Cousin Arcite, where is Thebes now? Where is our noble country? Where are our friends and kindreds? Nevermore must we behold those comforts, never see the hardy youth strive for the games of honor, hung with the painted favors of their ladies, like tall ships under sail. Then start amongst them, and as an east wind leave 'em all behind us, like lazy clouds, whilst Palamon and Arcite, even in the wagging of a wanton leg, outstrip the people's praises, won the garlands ere they have time to wish 'em ours. Oh, never shall we two exercise, like twins of honor, our arms again, and feel our fiery horses like proud seas under us. Our good swords now, better the red-eyed god of war ne'er wore, ravished our sides. Like age must run to rust, and deck the temples of those gods that hate us. These hands shall never draw 'em out like the lightning to blast whole armies more.
No, Palamon, those hopes are prisoners with us. Here we are, and here the graces of our youth must wither like a too timely spring. Here age must find us, and, which is heaviest, Palamon, unmarried, the sweet embraces of a loving wife, loaded with kisses, armed with 1,000 cupids, shall never clasp our necks, nor issue know us. No figures of ourselves shall wear we see to glad our age, and like young eagles teach them boldly to gaze against the bright arms and say, remember what your fathers were, and conquer. The fair-eyed maid shall weep our banishment, and in their songs curse ever-blinded fortune, till she for shame see what a wrong she has done to youth and nature. This is awful, our world. We shall know nothing here but one another, hear nothing but the clock that tells our woes. The vine shall grow, but we shall never see it. Summer shall come, and with all her delights, but dead cold winter must inhabit here still.
'Tis too true, our sight. To our Theban hounds that shook the aged forest with their echoes, no more now must we halloo. No more shake our pointed javelins, whilst the angry swine flies like a Parthian quiver from our rages, struck with our well-steeled darts. All valiant uses, the food and nourishment of noble mind, in us too here shall perish. We shall die, which is the curse of honor, last children of grief and ignorance.
Yet, cousin, even from the bottom of these miseries, from all that fortune can inflict upon us, I see two comforts rising, two mere blessings, if the gods please, to hold here a brave patience and the enjoining of our griefs together. Whilst Palamon is with me, let me perish, if I think this our prison.
Certainly, 'tis a main goodness, cousin, that our fortunes were twined together. 'Tis most true, two souls put in two noble bodies. Let them suffer the gall of hazard, though they grow together, will never sink. They must not. Say they could, a willing man dies sleeping, and all's done.
Shall we make worthy use of this place that all men hate so much?
How, gentle cousin?
Let's think this prison holy sanctuary to keep us from corruption of worse men. We are young, and yet desire the ways of honor, that liberty and common conversation, the poison of pure spirits might, like women, woo us to wander from. What worthy blessing can be but our imaginations may make it ours? And here, being thus together, we are an endless mind to one another. We are one another's wives. Even begetting new births of love, we are fathers, friends, acquaintances. We are in one another families. I am your heir and you are mine. This place is our inheritance. No hard oppressor dare takes this from us. Here, with a little patience, we shall live long and loving. No surfeit seeks us. The hand of war hurts none here, nor the seas swallow the youth. Were we at liberty, a wife might part us lawfully, or business quarrels consume us. Envy of ill men crave our acquaintance. I might sicken, cousin, where you should never know it, and so perish without your noble hand to close mine eyes. Or prayers to the gods, 1,000 chances, where we from hence would sever us.
You have made me, I thank you, cousin Arcite, almost wanton with my captivity. What a misery it is to live abroad and everywhere. 'Tis like a beast, methinks. I find the court here, I am sure, are more content, and all those pleasures that woo the wills of men to vanity I see through now, and am sufficient to tell the world 'tis but a gaudy shadow that old time, as he passes by, takes with him. What had we been, old in the court of Creon, where sin is justice, lust is and ignorance the virtues of the Great One? Cousin Arcite, had not the loving gods found this place for us, we had died as they do, ill old men, unwept, and had their epitaphs the people's curses. Shall I say more?
I would hear you still.
You shall. Their record of any two that love better than we do, Arcite.
Sure that cannot.
I do not think it possible our friendship should ever leave us.
Till our deaths, it cannot. And after death, our spirits shall be led to those that love eternally. Speak on, sir. This garden has a word of pleasure in it. What flower is this?
'Tis called Narcissus, madam.
That was a fair boy certain, but a fool to love himself. Were there are not maids enough?
Pray forward.
Yes.
Or were they
Sorry.
hard-hearted?
But I could not be to one so fair.
Thou wouldest not?
I think I should not, madam.
That's a good wench. But take heed to your kindness, though.
Why, madam?
Men are mad things.
Oh, will you go forward, cousin?
Canst not thou work such flowers in silk, wench?
Yes.
I will have a gown full of them, and of these. This is pretty color. Wilt not do rarely upon a skirt, wench?
Oh, dainty, madam.
Cousin. How do you, sir? Why, Palamon?
Never till now. I was in prison, Arcite.
Why? What's the matter, man?
Behold and wonder. By heaven, she is a goddess.
Ah,
Do reverence. She is a goddess, Arcite.
Of all flowers, methinks a rose is best.
Why, gentle madam?
It is the very emblem of a maid, for when the west wind courts her gently, how modestly she blows and paints the sun with her chaste blushes. When the north comes near her, rude and impatient, then like chastity, she locks her beauties in her bud again and leaves him to base briars.
Yeah. Good madam, sometimes her modesty will blow so far he falls for it. A maid, if she have any honor, would be loath to take example by her.
Thou art wanton.
oh, she is wondrous fair.
She is all the beauty extant.
The sun grows high. Let's walk in. Keep these flowers. We'll see how near art can come near their colors. I'm wondrous merry-hearted. I could laugh now.
I could lie down, I'm sure.
Take one with you?
Well, that's as we bargain, madam.
Well, agree then.
What think you of this beauty?
'Tis a rare one.
Is but a rare one?
Yes, a matchless beauty.
Might not a man well lose himself and love her?
I cannot tell what you have done. I have beshrew my eyes for it. Now I feel my shackles.
You love her then,
Who would not?
and desire her?
For my liberty.
I saw her first,
Oh, that's nothing.
but it shall be.
I saw her too.
Yes, but you must not love her.
I will not, as you do, to worship her as she is heavenly and a blessed goddess. I love her as a woman, to enjoy her. So both may love.
You shall not love at all.
Not love at all. Who shall deny me?
I that first saw her, I that took possession first with mine eye of all those beauties in her revealed to mankind. If thou lovest her or entertainest a hope to blast my wishes, thou art a traitor, our sight, and a fellow false as thy title to her. Friendship, blood, and all the ties between us I disclaim if thou once think upon her.
Yes, I love her. And if the lives of all my name lay on it, I must do so. I love her with my soul. That will lose you. Farewell, Palamon. I say again, I love, and in loving her maintain I am worthy, and as free a lover, and have as just a title to her beauty as any Palamon or any living that is man's son.
Have I called thee friend?
Yes, and have found me so. Why are you moved thus? Let me deal coldly with you. Am not I part of your blood, part of your soul? You have told me that I was Palamon and you were Arcite.
Yes.
And now, am not I liable to those affections, those joys, griefs, angers, fears my friend shall suffer?
You may be.
Why then would you deal so cunningly, so strangely, so unlike a noble kinsman to love alone? Speak truly, do you think me unworthy of her sight?
No, but unjust if thou pursue that sight.
Because another first sees the enemy, shall I stand still and let mine honor down and never charge?
Yes, if he be but one.
But say that one had rather combat me.
Let that one say so, and use thy freedom. Else, if thou pursuest her, be as that cursed man that hates his country, a branded villain.
You are mad.
I must be. Till thou art worthy our sight, it concerns me. And in this madness, if I hazard thee and take thy life, I deal but truly.
Fie, sir. You play the child extremely. I will love her. I must. I ought to do so. And I dare, and all this justly.
That now, thy false self and thy friend had but this fortune to be 1 hour at liberty and grasp our good swords in our hands, I would quickly teach thee what 'twere to filch affection from another. Thou art baser in it than a cutpurse. But put thy head out of this window more, and as I have a soul, I'll nail thy life to it.
Thou darest not, fool. Thou canst not. Thou art feeble. Put my head out? I'll throw my body out and leap the garden where I see her next, and pitch between her arms to anger thee.
No more, the keeper's coming. I shall live to knock thy brains out with my shackles.
Do.
By your leave, gentlemen.
Now, honest keeper,
Lord Arcite, you must presently to the Duke, and the cause I know not yet.
I am ready, keeper.
Prince Palamon, I must awhile bereave you of your fair cousin's company.
And ye too, even when you please of life. Why is he sent for? It may be he shall marry her. He's goodly, and like enough the Duke hath taken notice both of his blood and body, but his falsehood? Why should a friend be treacherous? If that get him a wife so noble and so fair, that honest men ne'er love again. Once more I would but see this fair one. Blessed garden and fruit and flowers, more blessed that still blossom as her bright eyes shine on you. Would I were for all the fortune of my life hereafter yon little tree, yon blooming apricot. How I would spread and fling my wanton arms in at her window. I would bring her fruit fit for the gods to feed on. Youth and pleasure still as she tasted should be doubled on her. And if she be not heavenly, I would make her so near the gods of nature they should fear her. And then I am sure she would love me. How now, keeper? Where's our sight?
Vanished. Prince Pirithous obtained his liberty, but never more upon his oath in life must he set foot upon this kingdom.
He is a blessed man. He shall see Thebes again, and call to arms the bold young men that, when he bids them charge, fall on like fire. Our sight shall have a fortune. He dare make himself a worthy lover. Yet in the field to strike a battle for her, and if he lose her, then he's a cold coward. How bravely may he bear himself to win her, if he be noble our sight. 1,000 ways. Were I at liberty, I would do things of such a virtuous greatness that this lady, this blushing virgin, should take manhood to her and seek to ravish me.
My lord, for you have this charge too.
To discharge my life?
No, but from this place to remove your lordship. The windows are too open.
Devils take 'em that are so envious to me. Prithee, kill me.
And hang for it afterwards.
By this good light, had I a sword, I would kill thee.
Why, my lord?
Thou bringest such pelting, scurvy news continually. Thou art not worthy life. I will not go.
Need you must, my lord.
May I see the garden?
No.
Then I am resolved. I will not go.
I must constrain you then, for you are dangerous, and clap once more the irons on you.
Do, good keeper. I'll shake 'em so you shall not sleep. I'll make you a new Morris. Must I go?
There is no remedy.
Farewell, kind window. May rude winds never hurt thee. Oh, my lady, if ever thou hast felt what sorrow was, dream how I suffer. Come, now bury me. Scene 3, enter Arcite.
Banish the kingdom. 'Tis a benefit, a mercy I must thank him for, but banished, the free enjoining of that face I die for. Oh, 'twas a steady punishment and death beyond imagination, such a vengeance that were I old and wicked, all my sins could never pluck upon me. Palamon, thou hast the start now. Thou shalt stay and see her bright eyes breaking each morning against thy window, and let in life into thee. Thou shalt feed upon the sweetness of a noble beauty that nature ne'er exceeded nor ne'er shall. Good gods, what happiness has Palamon 20 to 1 he'll come to speak to her. And if she be as gentle as she's fair, I know she's his. Oh, he has a tongue will tame tempest and make the wild rocks wanton. Come what can come. The worst is death. I will not leave the kingdom. I know mine own is but a heap of ruins and no redress there. If I go, he has her. I am resolved another shape shall make me or end my fortunes. Either way, I am happy. I'll see her and be near her, or no more.
My masters, I'll be there, that's certain.
And I'll be there.
And I.
I then have with you, boys, 'tis but a chiding. Let the plow play today. I'll tick it all out of the jade scales tomorrow.
I am sure to have my wife as jealous as a turkey, but that's all one. I'll go through, let her mumble.
Clap her aboard tomorrow night and shall stow her and all made up again.
And I do but rescue in her fist, and you shall see her take a new lesson out and be a good wench. Do we all hold against the Maying?
Hold? What should ail us?
Arcus will be there.
Yes, and Cinco, what's that, Senor? Yes, and Rikus and 3 better lads never danced under green tree. And you know what wrenches, huh? But will the dainty Dormine, the schoolmaster, keep touch, do you think? For he does all, you know.
He'll drink a hornbook ere he fail. Go to, the matter's too far too driven from him, and the tanner's daughter to slip now, and she must see the Duke, and she must dance too.
Shall we be lusty?
All the boys in Athens blow winds the breach on it, and here I'll be, and there I'll be for our town, and here again, and there again. Boys, the hi-ho for the weavers.
This must be done in the woods.
Oh, pardon me?
By any means, the thing of learning says so, where he himself will edify the Duke more parlously in our behalf. He's excellent in the wounds, being him in the plains, his learning makes no cry.
Well, we'll see the sport, and then every man to his tackle, and sweet companions, let's rehearse by any means before the ladies see us, and do sweetly, and God knows what will come on it.
Content. The sport's ended. Once ended, we'll perform. Away, boys, and hold.
By your leaves, honest friends, pray you, whither go you?
Whither? Why, what a question is that?
Yes, 'tis a question to me that know not.
To the games, my friend.
Where were you bred? You know it not.
Not far, sir. Are there such games today?
Yes, marry are there, and such as you never saw. The Duke himself will be in person there.
What pastimes are they?
Ooh, wrestling and running. 'Tis a penny follow.
Wilt thou be going along?
Not yet, sir.
Well, sir, take your own time. Come, boys.
My mind misgives me. This fellow has a vengeance trick of the hip. Mark how his body make for it.
I'll be hanged, though, if he dare venture. Hang him, Plum Partridge. His wrestled roast eggs? Come, he'll be gone, lads.
This is an offered opportunity I durst not wish for. Well, I could have wrestled. The best men called it excellent, and run swifter than wind upon a field of corn. Curling the wealthy ears never flew. I'll venture, and in some poor disguise be there. Who knows whether my brows may not be grit with garlands, and happiness prefer me to a place where I may ever dwell in sight of her.
Scene 4. Enter the jailer's daughter alone.
Why should I love this gentleman? 'Tis odds he never will affect me. I am base, my father the mean keeper of this prison, and he a prince. To marry him is hopeless, to be his whore is witless. Out upon it! What pushes are we wenches driven to? When 15 once was found us, first I saw him. I seeing, thought he was a goodly man. He has as much to please a woman in him, as he pleases to bestow it so, as ever these eyes yet looked on. Next I pitied him, and so would any young wench, oh my conscience, that ever dreamed or vowed her maidenhead to a young, handsome man. Then I loved him, extremely loved him, infinitely loved him, and yet he had a cousin, fair as he too, but in my heart was Palamon, and there, Lord, what a coil he keeps. To hear him sing in an evening, what a heaven it is. And yet his songs are sad ones. Fairer spoken was never gentleman. When I came in to bring him water in the morning, first he bows his noble body, then salutes me thus. He bows his noble body. Fair gentle maid, good morrow. May thy goodness get thee a happy husband. Once he kissed me. I loved my lips the better the next 10 days after. Would he would do so every day. He grieves much, and me as much to see his misery. What should I do to make him know I love him? For I would fain enjoy him. Say, I ventured to set him free. What says the law then? That much for law or kindred I'll do it, and this night or tomorrow he shall love me.
Scene 5. The short blurs cornets and shout within. Enter Theseus, Hippolyta, Pythias, Emilia, Arcite in disguise with a garland, attendants, and others.
You have done worthily. I have not seen since Hercules, a man of tougher sinews. Whatever you are, you run the best, wrestle that these times can allow.
I am proud to please you.
What country bred you?
This, but far off, Prince.
Are you a gentleman?
My father said so, and to those gentle uses gave me life.
Are you his heir?
His youngest, sir.
Your father, sure, is a happy sire then. What proves you?
A little of all noble qualities. I could have kept a hawk, and will have hallowed to deep cries of dogs. I did not praise my feat in horsemanship, yet they that knew me would say it was my best piece. Last and greatest, I would be thought a soldier.
You are perfect.
Upon my soul, a proper man.
Is so.
How do you like him, lady?
I admire him. I have not seen so young a man, so noble, if he say true, of his sort.
Believe his mother was a wondrous handsome woman. His face, methinks, goes that way.
But his body and fiery mind illustrate a brave father.
Mark how his virtue, like a hidden sun, breaks through his baser garments.
He's well got, sure.
What made you seek this place, sir?
Noble Theseus, to purchase name and do my ablest service to such a well-found wonder as thy worth. For only in thy court of all the world dwells fair-eyed honor.
All his words are worthy.
Sir, we are much indebted to your travel. Or shall you lose your wish, Pyratos? Dispose of this fair gentleman.
Thanks, Theseus. Wherever you are, you're mine, and I shall give you to the most noble service, to this lady. this bright young virgin. Pray, observe her goodness. You have honored her fair birthday with your virtues. And as you do, you're hers. Kiss her hand, sir.
Sir, you are a noble giver. Dearest beauty, thus let me seal my vowed faith. When your servant, your most unworthy creature, but offends you, command him die, he shall.
That were too cruel. If you deserve well, sir, I shall soon see it. You're mine, and somewhat better than your rank. I will use you.
I'll see you furnished, and because you say you are a horseman, I must needs entreat you this afternoon to ride, but 'tis a rough one.
I like him better, Prince. I shall not then freeze in my saddle.
Sweet, you must be ready, and you, Amelia, and you, friend, and all, tomorrow by the sun, to observance the flowery May in Dion's wood. Wait, well, sir, upon your mistress, Emily. I hope he shall not go afoot.
That were a shame, sir, while I have a horses. Take your choice, and what you want at any time, let me but know it. If you serve faithfully, I dare assure you, you will find a loving mistress.
If I do not, let me find that my father ever hated disgrace and blows.
Go lead the way, you have won it. It shall be so. You shall receive all dues fit for the honor you have won. 'Twere wrong else. Sister, beshrew my heart, you have a servant that if I were a woman would be master, but you are wise.
I hope too wise for that, sir.
Scene 6. Enter jailer's daughter alone.
Let all the dukes and all the devils roar. He is at liberty, and I have ventured for him, and out I have brought him. To a little wood, a mile hence I have sent him, where a cedar, higher than all the rest, spreads like a plain, fast by a brook, and there he shall keep close, till I provide him files and food, for yet his iron bracelets are not off. O love, what stout-hearted child thou art! My father durst better have endured cold iron than done it. I love him beyond love and beyond reason, or wit, or safety. I have made him know it. I care not. I am desperate. If the law find me and then condemn me for it, some wenches, some honest-hearted maids, will sing my dirge, and tell to memory my death was noble, dying almost a martyr. That way he takes the purpose in my way too. Sure he cannot be so unmanly as to leave me here. If he do, maids will not so easily trust men again. And yet he has not thanked me for what I have done. No, not so much as kissed me, and that methinks is not so well. Nor scarcely could I persuade him to become a free man. He made such scruples to become of the wrong he did to me and my father. Yet I hope what he considers more, this love of mine will take more root within him. Let him do what he will with me, and he use me kindly, for use me so he shall, and I'll proclaim him into a space no man. I'll presently provide him necessaries and pack my clothes up, and where there's a path of ground I'll venture, and he be with me. By him like a shadow I'll ever dwell. Within this hour, the hubbub with all o'er the prison, I am then kissing the man they look for. Farewell, father. Get many more such prisoners and such daughters, and shortly you may keep yourself. Now to him.
Nope.